Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Denver Broncos Weekly Digest. I'm your host, Dan Hanks. This is your weekly episode, trying to give you the highlights as we get ready for a week 2 matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. Go over some of the key items that have been big in Broncos country this week. Biggest, most important thing this last week is the Broncos do get a win in week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. A close game that saw Bo Nix throw 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and 3 turnovers for Bo Nix is uncharacteristic. If we remember back to year 1, we saw some turnovers early in the season. I think it is on all of Broncos country's mind. How is Bo Nix going to bounce back in week 2? Those of us that are very optimistic about Bo Nix, we see year 2 is a great opportunity for Bo Nix to take a jump forward. And many fans are concerned about if he were to take a sophomore slump and he were to falter, fall backwards in year 2, which either of these outcomes are possible. We see that happen with quarterbacks. We have quarterbacks really step forward in year 2. We see quarterbacks, going the opposite way. So, anything is possible. I'm really optimistic about Bo Nix as we enter season 2. And I think the Indianapolis Colts provide a good matchup for Bo Nix to get unlocked. I do think you see some play calling changes that emphasize increased running. Week 1, Sean Payton took some heat for how many throws versus runs. He had kind of a larger rotation of 3 running backs with J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, and Tyler Badie, all getting some reps at running back. And you saw Badie not being highly effective, what kind of amped up in week 1. Bo Nix was kind of amped up in week 1. But you did see the running game settle down late, and you see J.K. Dobbins score a touchdown late. You see R.J. Harvey take a large gashing, 50-yard run, started to really look good late in the game. I think you're going to see a lot more R.J. Harvey. We only saw 6 carries in week 1. I think you see that look like 10 to 12 carries in week 2. Probably J.K. Dobbins with like 15 to 20 total carries in week 2. And so I think you'll see that go better. The Indianapolis Colts are without 2 of their cornerbacks. And so their injury report came out with Jalen Jones being out and Shavarius Ward both being out. So this, this creates a dynamic where there are some opportunities deep. There's going to be some opportunities on the edges, backup corners, and we'd like to see Bo Nix take advantage of that. So I think you see Indianapolis Colts trying to stack the box, try to shut down the run, and I would not be surprised to see some passing early and see maybe a script that is a little bit better than week 1, but because of how the defense is set up for the Colts, this may push some more passing early, and I think that's okay. I think you'll see Bo Nix play really well, and this is good defense for them to be playing against. There are injuries on the Broncos sideline. Evan Ingram left the game in week 1. He is back. John Franklin Myers had a knee of some sort during practice this week. He is going to play. Alex Singleton apparently broke a thumb. He will be playing. He'll have some sort of a cast covering on that hand. Nate Adkins is out again, as is Dre Greenlaw, with Dre Greenlaw being a huge impact at linebacker, free agent signing that Broncos will have to wait at least another week before he gets on the field. He was practicing this week, and so there's some good signs that he is trending the right direction, but he is not going to be ready for game time this week. This is on the road in Indianapolis this week. Broncos are favored. Broncos are favored slightly, 1.5 point favorites, and current over-under is at 43.5. My prediction for the game is the Broncos end up winning this game. I think they'll win it pretty well. I think we're going to look at something about 27 for the Broncos and about 13. I'm going to give about 13 points for the Colts. The storyline for the Colts is that they had a really surprising week one, played really well against Miami, kind of shocked the NFL by how good they looked. They have an okay roster. Daniel Jones is the quarterback. Daniel Jones is prone to turnovers. He struggles against pressure. I think the Broncos are a really difficult matchup for a quarterback like Daniel Jones. Colts do have a good running back. Look for them to run early and often, and it's going to be about the Broncos getting a lot of pressure on third down and trying to get the Colts off the field. I think they'll do that. I think that the Broncos defense we saw in week one is quite elite, and I think that the Colts are just not going to be well suited to match up with this team. A big storyline out of Denver this week was the announcement that the Broncos have identified a location to have a stadium built that would be in Denver, and that was big news. There's been a lot of discussion about the potential of building a new stadium, what that timeline would look like, whether or not there would be public funds or private funds used to make the stadium. And at this point, they have picked a quote-unquote preferred location. And, it's called Burnham Yard. It's a old rail site, and it's great for a lot of Broncos fans who are concerned about the idea that the new stadium may be built outside of Denver somewhere, but it'll stay downtown. Other good news was that the stadium will not have to use taxpayer money to be built, but the Walter Penner Group will be able to fund the stadium privately. We expect a high-end, state-of-the-art stadium. It sounds like the plan is to have a retractable roof. This gives them the opportunity to do Super Bowls, Final Fours, bring some other events into Denver. Empower Field at Mile High still is a stadium that's in really good shape. This plan would be to start gameplay on 2031 at the new stadium. There's still a number of years at Empower Field, but it looks like the writing's on the wall that there will be a change in stadium over the coming years. Stay tuned on that. That's been another just large storyline in Denver this week. So, Colts versus Broncos in Indianapolis. Broncos look to not turn over the ball, improve the passing, have a more consistent run. Colts hope to continue a strong week one performance, and the question is, can Daniel Jones actually handle that against the Broncos defense? So we're excited for week two. We'd love to see the Broncos get off to a 2-0 start. The Colts also want to get off to a 2-0 start. Broncos haven't started 2-0 since 2021. Colts have not started 2-0 since 2009, which is the year they went to the AFC Championship in 2009. That is it for this week's Broncos Digest. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go Broncos in Indianapolis, and hope for a great start at 2-0. We will talk to you all next week.